Well, today is April the 26th. We're out here in the woods. We're going to talk about swarm traps a little bit on a more serious note and how you can catch free bees pretty much every bee season. If you lose some during the winter time, you can always set a swarm trap up and replenish them with free bees. It's an easy step to do. Later on in the video, I'm actually going to show you excuse me for the cars driving by. That's just how close we are to the road. I'm actually going to show you a swarm trap that I've built. It's a nuke. It actually doubles as two things. It's a swarm trap and it is a nuke box. So you can do splits out of swarm season. Use this box. Keep the scent of bees, alive in it. Let them build some burr comb, pull them out, and you've got the perfect trap for the next spring. But I'm going to show you where I put mine, okay? Now, I'm in a low spot on our property. As you can tell, we've got water, and it stays pretty damp down here year-round. As you know, we've had some rain, so there's mud, and we come down here a lot and ride four-wheelers. So this area is heavily active with people. We come down here at the creek a lot. We tromp through the woods. And I set a swarm trap out down here in March. Actually around the second week of March. And I came down here and I baited it up twice. When the smell would kind of go away, I would rebait it. At the 1st of March, I baited it with Swarm Commander, because I'd heard such great reviews for it. And I had a little bit of activity. I did. But the scent died out and I didn't see, I didn't draw a swarm in. I just had some activity. So I come down here with a $6 bottle of lemongrass oil about 2 weeks ago and placed it in here. And this is what I've got right now. So we've got some in there from somewhere. I just haven't figured out where. They could be coming from anywhere in the woods, or they could be part of one of my hives. I don't know. I haven't seen any of my swarming lately. And I don't think, the way the flight path is, that these are my bees. These are coming from that way. My hives are that way. But that doesn't mean a whole lot. But they're coming in right now from all directions. However, one way or another, I either didn't lose a hive or I gained a hive. However you want to look at it. As you can tell, what I've got here is just an old tree stand seat. If I'm not mistaken, it was probably one of my old ones. And I used to be really bad about picking these things up in flea markets because I would use them for everything under the sun. And as you can tell, it has served its purpose well. And you can just see the activity coming in on this little trap. So that's the 3rd swarm this year we've caught. And I'm pleased. Most nukes right now would run you $190 to $150 in this area. And as you can tell, they've already cleaned out the cotton ball that I'd put in there. So they're moving in. We've just got some old frames, some drawn comb, and some lemongrass oil. So I can't be more tickled. It's a good feeling you get whenever you can come down here and watch this happen. They haven't been in there long. I seen some scout bees the other day, but the way these bees are flying in, and I don't know where that swarm's at. There has to be some sitting on a branch somewhere and haven't figured out where they've gone to. But these guys are coming from what I can see from the woods. That's their flight path. Right now they're just getting an orientation flight. Or finding out where home's at and just flying around. So we done good. Alright, so I'm going to take a break real quick. We're going to go up to the house and hopefully hopefully that swarm trap doesn't have anything in it. So I can show you exactly how we set it up. Okay, so we're up here at the house, and this is a simple nuke that I built that doubles for my swarm traps also. This way, when I catch them in a swarm trap such as this, I can bring them home. I put a little gate on there. I just lock them up with my little gate. Put a strap on them. Bring them home. I can set them up for several weeks if needed and let them go from there. Contents of this is simple. A couple old dirty frames. Some frames out of an old hive that died out, and these weren't my hives. I just picked these up from a friend, and they just got that scent to them. Cotton ball with some lemongrass oil on it, and you can actually see bees flying around this now from my yard. And a couple more. I got 5 frames in this, and all of them are just old. Now this could go in a hive right now and be useful, but it's also useful in a swarm trap. So that's it. Just simple. Anybody that tells you you can't catch bees in a box do not understand how a swarm works. My first swarm trap was a total fluke. I actually built my first swarm trap, which I've got right here. And it was just going to be a deep. The problem was I messed up making a cut, and I thought, man, it's gone for good. But I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know what? I hadn't even bought any bees yet, and I was out here building hardware and hives. And I thought, well, I'll just set this up for a swarm trap. And I've actually, one of the first videos I done was of this swarm trap being successful in the same place that one's set up. The only thing you've got to do is put your frames in here, and you can simply use an old piece of plywood for a lid. And this will do them for probably a month or two after they swarm. You won't have to move them out, okay? One thing I done with this one that I wish I'd done with the bottom one was I actually have a screen entrance that I can peel away while I'm setting up my swarm trap, and I actually got a piece of wood that fits in here, the entrance. Once I put that block of wood in here and I seal this off, the only way they have to go in and out is this hole. So when I go and retrieve this from wherever I'm at, I make sure I got my block of wood in there. I close this up. I put some more staples in it. Then when I get them home, I can actually put a feeder in here and keep my swarm closed up inside the box until I'm ready to move them again. But that's a simple way to get free bees. You may be new to this and you think, man, I'll never be able to do this. I don't know where to set a trap. It's not that hard. It's really not. I caught my first swarm, my first go around, and I didn't think it was ever going to happen. The last few that we've caught has been in March, or the last of March or the 1st of April. That's the latest of a swarm I've ever caught down there. Usually the 1st of April, April 1st through April the 3rd, we usually get some swarm in this area. But anyhow, that's a quick, easy way to get free bees for your new hobby if you want to. You can ask homeowners that may have a large number of bees in their flower beds or anything, if you can set up a small little trap like this on the bottom. This one right here, I usually just set out in the woods on a tree stump. It doesn't have to be 6 foot tall to attract bees. That one's not 6 foot tall, and it's been getting hits all week. And I'm surprised there's not one already in there. Now, the problem is a lot of people go overboard when they're building. Plain and simple. Use some scrap plywood, use some scrap wood. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a temporary housing. It is a trap. You're just trying to get them in the box to get established, get that queen laying. Once she's in there, she's settled in and she's calling that home, it's home. You're going to have to physically move them out of there and put them in a box. And if I'm not mistaken, my second video I ever done on YouTube was me actually pulling an established swarm that had taken residence in that box. About 4 days later, pulling it out and actually putting it in an 8-frame hive body. And that's the strain of all my bees out here, was the original swarm that I caught in that. That was last year. Last year I got up to 12 hives. I lost 10 this year. And the majority of those were bees that I had purchased from bee yards in the surrounding area. And I just thought, well, my strain made it through the winter time with no chemicals, no treatments, nothing of that nature. So I'm going to promote that strain. And right now we've got 13 working colonies on the premises, a new swarm, and I've got 2 splits that I'm getting ready to do later on this week. So, you know, all because of a free swarm trap out of some scrap wood I got. So that's the Gardener Rebel for this episode. We are doing some gardening videos coming up in the next couple of days if it doesn't rain. Everything's coming along pretty good. And hopefully it'll dry out enough to where we can get down there and get those tomato staked, because they are going crazy. But anyhow, I want to thank all the subscribers that I've gained so far this month. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. The comments are great. I love answering them. Don't be surprised if I leave you an answer to one at 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's my normal wake-up time. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit like, share the video, leave us a comment. I'll get back in touch with you on the answer to it, or a reply as soon as I can, I promise. So for the Gardener Rebel, I believe I'm out here, and I'm going to go look at those splits again, make sure I got enough queen cells in there to do them. So until next time, y'all have a great week, and the weekend's coming up. Let's pray for some great planting weather. Until next time, later.